This video is made possible by our loyal Patreon supporters. Visit patreon.com/PsycheTruth.
Hello everyone, it's Corrina, your virtual health coach, and I'm here today to talk to you about boosting our immune system. So I have a lot of items here that I'm going to talk about in this video, but this is not a sponsored video and I am not receiving sponsorship from any of these brands. These are just products that I really like and I think they're really great examples of some of these tips that I'm going to share with you. The first thing to understand about your immune system is that it's really only active when you are in a restful state. So our parasympathetic nervous system, often called the rest and digest nervous system, I like to call it the rest, digest, and defend nervous system. Because when you're in that stressed out state, that fight or flight, your breathing is shallow, your brow is furrowed, maybe you're actually feeling stress or feeling anger or frustration with something. When you're in that state, that sympathetic state of the nervous system, immunity really takes the back burner. So the more that we can reduce our stress levels and just try to spend as much time as possible in a restful state, this is really, really beneficial for our immune system. So make time to get sleep. Go to bed earlier. Sleep in later if you can. Even if that means skipping out on another activity, getting as much sleep as possible is really important. You can also do relaxing activities like yoga or meditation. I actually have a little video about meditation and hopefully just dispelling some of the intimidation or fear that people might have around it. The bottom line here is mainly just to make time for stress relief and start noticing when you're getting stressed out. So a couple of the items I have at home to help me in this regard are a sleep mask. Because if you are trying to fall asleep and there's still light in the room, your body won't produce melatonin, the sleep hormone. So being able to block out all the light is really, really helpful in helping you get to sleep. I also have some essential oils here. I'll talk a little bit more about these a little later. Soaking your feet, another really great way, not only to help yourself relax, but there's also some muscle relaxing and even detoxification benefits that we get when we do a foot soak. So this is a really kind of, it's kind of a fun thing, but remember, everything you do to help yourself relax is something you're doing for your immune system. So maybe you spoil yourself a little bit, practice a little bit more self-care. And then there's also a lot of different blends you can find that are actually specifically made for stress and anxiety that will include different essential oils or things like that. And then the next thing I want to talk about is magnesium. So magnesium is a really important mineral when it comes to relaxing the body, getting better sleep, can also be very helpful for things like muscle cramps. So you can find a lot of different magnesium oil sprays out there. I really like this one by Luna. But you can also take magnesium internally. So there's this product called Natural Calm. This is a really great magnesium supplement. It also has some other good, helpful minerals in there as well, but this can be a really nice thing to help you sleep at night. And then one of my favorite things is that dark chocolate, and specifically raw cacao nibs or raw cacao beans, if you can find them, are a super fantastic source of magnesium. So enjoy your dark chocolate, and when you can find the raw cacao, so it's cacao instead of cocoa, that means it's unprocessed and it'll actually have even more of those beneficial nutrients and minerals like magnesium. The second thing that I think is very important to understand about your immune system is that a great deal of your immune system function actually resides in your gut. So, having a healthy digestive tract is a really important part of supporting your immunity. So if you were ever going to start implementing some of my nutrition tips that I've been giving out over the years, now's the time to do it. Things like reducing processed foods, reducing processed sugar, and trying to include as many fruits and vegetables in your diet as possible. So I've made a lot of videos over the years talking about it, but I just want to show you a couple of things. First of all, there are these awesome fruit and vegetable little mixes. These ones are by a company called Ruvi, and each one has 4 servings of fruits and vegetables in it. And then there's these different flavors that have different things in them. So these are a great way to start inserting more nutrients into your diet, and it's super easy. And you don't even have to go to the grocery store, right? So having something like this on hand is definitely something that I recommend. I've been drinking these for a couple weeks now, and I love how they make me feel. I love how all of them taste. And I just think that this is such a great, super simple, no excuses way to start adding lots of nutrition into your diet. And one of the best times to be doing that is when you want to boost your immune system. You want to boost your body's defenses. So these are made from dehydrated fruits and vegetables that are flash frozen and dehydrated right after they are picked. So they actually retain a lot of the nutrients, and in some cases might even retain more nutrients than fresh produce, right? Because by the time you get it from the grocery store, it's already been traveling for who knows how long since it was actually picked. The same company also makes really lovely freeze-dried fruits, different freeze-dried vegetables, all kinds of different things. These are so delicious and just such a great way to ensure that you have some fresh vegetables and fruits and lots of nutrients on hand no matter what. While I'm on the topic of nutrient density, I also want to show you the cassava. I've shown this in a lot of videos over the years. This is a really great, it's like a whole meal replacement. So it has a lot of healthy fats, a lot of healthy protein, a lot of fruits and vegetables, and even super fruits and vegetables. So this is another really great, super nutrient dense example of something that I would highly recommend you have on hand with you. And maybe keep it in your cupboard, maybe even keep one in your car so that when you get really hungry and you're out on the road, you have something healthy you can satisfy your hunger with before you start pulling into the drive-thru. So this recommendation to eat more nutrient-dense foods is kind of twofold. So on one hand, we get all the benefits of the macronutrients and micronutrients in that food that literally fuel your body and help it to complete all of the important processes it's trying to do. And then on the other hand, we can talk about the negative effects of things like refined sugar and highly processed foods. So I'm not going to belabor that point, but the bottom line here is that the negative effects of processed sugar have now been documented in a lot of different articles, a lot of different research out there. So if you can lay off the refined sugar, it's a really, really good thing to do to help not only your health, but also your immunity. And so I just want to talk about honey as a really wonderful, healthy, natural sweetener that also delivers you a lot of micronutrients. So not only are you not eating that harmful processed sugar, but you're actually getting some health benefits from your sweetener. Same thing could be said about maple syrup. As long as it's 100% just pure maple syrup, not maple flavored corn syrup, you'll also get a lot of benefits. And then probably what I drink the most of, other than just regular water, is coconut water. And I love this Cocoa Joy. It's so delicious. When you are drinking a coconut water beverage, it's ultra hydrating because of all of those other minerals and micronutrients that are contained in the coconut water. So love these things. Definitely have lots of these in my pantry. The last thing I want to mention about digestion is probiotics. And I actually have an entire video about probiotics. Basically, when we are consuming lots of processed foods, it can kind of deplete the natural presence of healthy gut bacteria. And we need that healthy gut bacteria because it's what helps us not get sick if we accidentally eat something that's contaminated with germs. So probiotics actually feed your healthy gut bacteria and just help to improve your digestion, and thus will also help improve your immunity. So probiotics are a great thing to start integrating into your daily regimen. And I would also just like to mention that yoga twists, so anytime you're twisting the body, I don't know if y'all could hear my spine adjust just now. Anytime you're twisting the body and it kind of compacts and twists around on the digestion, that's also a really good way to help support the digestive system. And while we're on the topic of yoga, my next tip is actually something that I learned from one of our yoga instructors, Sheena. She recently made a video, daily yoga routine to boost your immunity. And in that video, she shares that inversions and folding poses are really great for stimulating immunity. So things like forward fold, child's pose, or legs up the wall. So that's just where you're laying flat on your back and then you lift your legs up to the ceiling. All the way to maybe stronger inversions like headstand and handstand. All of these different yoga poses are really fantastic for stimulating the immune system. So I encourage you to really get out and do any kind of yoga and movement. Will be very helpful for you. And if you're looking specifically for yoga to boost immunity, you can keep an eye out for Sheena's upcoming video. The last thing I want to mention here is to get outside and breathe some fresh air. And if you can, get some sunshine. So our bodies will actually produce vitamin D on their own as a reaction to being in sunlight. So depending on where you live, it may or may not be workable for you to get out in the sun, but if you can, I highly recommend it. Not only does being out in nature also help us with those stress relieving benefits that I talked about in the first tip, but that sun exposure is also really, really healthy for you. And vitamin D is one of the vitamins associated with a strong immune system. If you are someone who never gets sun exposure, or maybe you live somewhere that there's just not enough sun exposure, you can take it as a supplement, the vitamin D3. And I think I'm actually gonna do a separate video showing you some different supplements that I personally take. But the bottom line here is to get outside, get some fresh air, and get some sun. Thank you so much for joining me today for this video. I hope that you will chime in down in the comments and let me know if maybe you have questions about something I didn't mention in this video, or you want even more detail than I gave about something I did mention in the video. I always love hearing from you guys. I always love hearing your video requests, so drop me a little line down in the comments. I wish you a strong, robust, and super healthy immune system, and I look forward to seeing you in the very next video.
Many of our subscribers don't see our videos. Make sure that you click the notification bell. And if you haven't already, follow us on social media for tips, tutorials, giveaways, and daily inspiration.